Good afternoon and welcome to My Harlem Portraits, the show that aims at shedding the light on the fundamental contribution of African Americans to the building of this country and on Black excellence. To represent Black excellence today, we have a very beautiful, young and gifted lady. And we are going to talk with her about the Public Theater's world's premiere of Public Charge, presented by artistic director Oskar Eustis. It opened on March 25th, and Hillary Clinton and Dr. Jill Biden were both in attendance. The show has been extended till April 12th. And the beautiful lady I was talking about is stage and screen actress MARINDA ANDERSON, who plays CHERYL MILLS, who was a chief of staff and counselor for the Secretary of State Hillary Clinton during the Obama administration. Welcome to My Harlem Portraits.
Thank you. Thank you, Maria. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm very happy because I know you have a lot of rehearsals and you have the play on, so I know how difficult it is always too. So, as I mentioned, this is a historical play. It's a very gripping new play, which is inspired by two events based on former U.S. Ambassador Julissa Reynoso's real-life adventures from immigration to diplomacy. It is written by herself, Julissa Reynoso, and by award-winning playwright Michael CHEPIGA, and directed by Tony Award winner Doug Hughes. How did you come on board this incredible project? How did you get to that?
Yes, I got to this project through an audition, through my agents. I received the audition and I kind of glanced through it and I was like, huh. And as I was reading the names, I didn't recognize any of the names. I think I recognized Doug's name because he is, as you said, Tony Award winning Doug Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
And I just did a little research. And as I started to look at the script and also do my research on CHERYL Mills, I was very inspired and excited about her and her as a character in this play. So that was what really caught my interest. And the more I researched about her, the more I was like, who is this amazing Black woman who has been behind the scenes that we might have seen before, but didn't really know exactly who she was. So I was interested in shedding light on her. And I auditioned for it, got a call back, and I booked it.
Fantastic. And we're going to talk about her much more afterwards. I would like to start with your career because you have a BFA from Howard University. Excuse me. Okay. And a very successful career, both on stage and on screen. At the public, you did Midsummer Night's Dream. Then you did Teenage Dick, Miss You Like Hell. On Broadway, Yellow Face. Off Broadway, Marry Me. You Will Get Sick. You Will Get Sick. I saw that.
Yes.
Sandblasted at the Vineyard. The Cake, MTC. The Treasurer, Bella, An American Tall Tale, A Life Far from Heaven, Playwright Horizons. Regional, Ernest, Three Sisters, and one fantastic one I love, Lady Day at Emerson Bar and Grill, because I love her. She's my
Yes.
favorite.
Yes.
Then Intimate Apparel. And on TV, Your Friends and Neighbors, Furious, A League of Their Own, Evil, Law and Order, Organized Crime, and New Amsterdam. It's a lot. In this career, what were the most challenging moments and the most rewarding moments for you?
The most challenging moments are in between those commas where, from show to show, there have been times that there is no work. There's been a strike. There's been a COVID. Um, so in the downtimes are really hard when it's for a long period of time, right? And I always tell anybody who's thinking about this career or trying to figure out, if they want to really pursue this, that, you know, it's exciting when you're doing it, but the in-between time, looking for work, auditioning, grinding, it's really hard. It's
Mm.
hard. Rejection after rejection, getting no, getting very close to things and getting a no. Um, is the hard part. But throughout that, I have figured out what brings me joy outside of this career. I have figured out what is fulfilling for me. I also have a side passion project that I've created with one of my friends from Howard University, called The Incredible Drunkertons. And we're a musical parody duo act. And we performed at Joe's Pub. We actually have a show coming up. It has not officially been announced, but stay
Mhm.
tuned. It will be this summer. And that brings me a lot of joy. And that's very fulfilling because it's my own. And
Yes.
I can put all my creativity that, if I'm not working, if I'm not on stage, if I'm not doing shooting a TV show, I can do that because I also love to sing. And you named a few of the musicals that I've done as
Exactly.
well. So that's a passion of mine. And to do it on my own terms, as an artist is truly the thing we really want to be doing, right? At the end of the day, I'm trying to get up here so I can bring all my friends with me and bring the whole gang with me. So but it's the in between the commas that can be really challenging, and a lot of actors struggle with not hearing
Mm.
just hearing no a lot. It wears on your self-esteem. You start to think something's wrong with you. You start to take it personal. You think, oh, maybe I'm not this enough, or I'm too this, or I'm that, and you have to really be confident in who you are. You have to have a very strong compass. I always say it's important to have a spiritual life, whatever that is, lean on it in this career because it's a holistic, it's a holistic thing.
Yeah, it is something that I think you have to do if you can do without it.
Yeah, yeah. That's the one thing when I first went to Howard, my acting teacher, Timmy Ray James, he said, if you think we all sat in a circle, he said, if you think you can do anything else, if you think you can do anything else, please walk out of this door right now.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I was so struck by that.
Yeah.
And I sat there really thinking, like, is there anything else I want to do? And you really have to examine, like, could you be happy doing, something else, or a 9 to 5, or
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know, but I knew that I had to see this through
Yeah.
and be able to, like, maybe shift gears in a later time. But I knew it was something that God had blessed me with. It felt spiritually aligned that I needed to be.
You had to try because if you didn't try, then you would have always thought, what if I
But
tried that? And I think regrets are the worst thing you can have.
absolutely,
You know,
absolutely.
mistakes, we all make mistakes. Downtimes, yeah. But regretting, it's bad.
I agree. I've experienced a lot of loss lately, and I think about, your last moments on this earth. Am I going to ever what I don't want to say what if to.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm struggling with decisions and I'm like, what don't I want to, I don't want to ever regret that, or say I should have traveled more. I'm like, let me do that. If I'm, here, let me live while I can. Let me travel. Let me do these things. Um, so yeah, I think that's very important.
Yeah.
You don't want to have what if. Regrets are no
Yeah.
good.
Regretting is not good.
Yeah.
So as you were starting to tell us a little bit, Cheryl Mills, and how did you prepare for this role, which is a quite challenging role because it's a real historical figure.
Yeah.
in modern times, in our
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. Yes.
How did you prepare for that?
Um, Great question. Sorry, leading up to that, of course you do your Google searches, and
Mhm.
I really wanted to see images of her. I wanted to see her talking and doing her job and what that looked like for her. So I have like, YouTube clips and just to see how she holds herself, um, how she stands, how she walks, how she presents. Is she smiling? And she always seems to have a little bit of a smile, not quite showing
Mhm.
teeth. Um, but it was very interesting because she's very hardcore in
Yeah.
the play. Like she's very straight, no nonsense business. And the great thing is that we had Julissa, who the play is about, and
Mhm.
who's also an author of the play, in the room with us.
Mhm.
So she could tell us about Cheryl. She's like, Cheryl would never do that, or Cheryl would do this. And she seems very nice. And then you get in the room with her alone,
Yeah.
she's no nonsense. Pause. you know. So um yeah, so I did my just research and then just seeing her upbringing. She comes from a military background.
Mhm.
What does that do for a person? How does that change me internally? And I'm like, that makes sense coming from a military background, why she can be no nonsense, because we don't have time.
So
Everything is the stakes are high.
she's a
Everything.
woman.
And she's a woman, and she's a black woman. Like on top of all of that, she is a black woman. So she's a black woman in a very white male dominated world.
Mhm.
And so she has to present in a way of, look, this is what we're doing. She can't show signs of vulnerability or anything that could be taken advantage of.
Exactly.
So that was it was great having Jaleesa in the room to like just tell me her experience of Cheryl.
Mhm.
And then I was fortunate. The first thing I asked Doug before we even started rehearsals, I was like, can I talk to Cheryl? I want to talk to her. I want to interview her. I just want to get a sense of her. We did a lot of phone tagging and playing, but we never quite got to meet. She did come to opening. Unfortunately, I did
Mhm.
not get to meet her there, but I heard she did enjoy the play. So I didn't get the chance to actually
Mhm.
meet her. But when talking to Doug, asking if I could meet her, he said, absolutely, I think we can make that work, but I just want to, it's inspired by her. I really
Mhm.
want you to bring what you bring as Marinda to the role.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, you don't want to lean too much into impersonations
Mhm.
of people. Um, so it was a balance. It was a delicate balance that Doug really helped me to find.
Mhm.
Um, that at points I felt like she feels too strict at, in
Mhm.
ways. He's like, but I think that's where we need to start, and then we can build from there. And he's Doug Hughes. He was right. I think we found a really great portrayal of Cheryl within the context of Public Charge, the play. Um, so yeah, so it was a little bit of, research and just seeing what I could see and observing her, and also bringing what I can bring as Marinda,
Yeah.
um, as an actor and as a Black woman.
Yeah. And it was I loved it. I loved it. I worked all my life in the European Parliament. And
Ah,
yes, and my role was is like a diplomat because at the end, the last 15 years, I represented the European Parliament
wow.
in our representation office in Italy. So
Wow.
what this play is about, it really hits very near home. I
Amazing.
It's
I can
fantastic.
you have the same that energy that Jaleesa has. She's so gregarious and has this just outspoken nature, and she's such a connector of
Yeah.
people. It was really exciting to see. And I feel like having, received the emails from me, I was like, oh, wow, like, how did she find me? This is amazing. But knowing that, I'm like, you have to, in those positions, be able to connect people.
Absolutely.
And that
That's
is a gift. That is a
and
gift.
I'm very good at connecting other people. I'm not good at connecting myself.
Really? I don't believe that.
I'm
I don't
better
believe
with other people when I connect them. But it's a very it's fundamental, and it's a it's something that you have to learn to do. I had to munch a lot of things sometimes.
like, yeah, clamp down on, yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially
Part of
because
it.
you are a woman and it is a man's world. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
tell us a little bit about the play now. Where does it develops and the main things that happen? Because there are some really important moments in this play which relate to history during the Obama administration and before. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. I mean, this play it's extraordinary in that it's real. Some of it feels very like, did this happen? It's all real. Everything in this play happened. We started the play when we first read the play all together as a cast. I think it was 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's now an hour and 38 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So we did a lot of editing as a cast, and obviously as Julissa and Michael were there and involved. But as a cast, we really, like got together and we're like, okay, do we need this? This has been said before. Can we cut this? Can we do this? How do we make this argument clearer?
Yeah.
Uh, and so a lot of editing was done. A lot of the process was editing, cutting, and adding some things to see to make it really cohesive
Mhm.
and make sure we follow the through line. Um, but yeah, I mean, for me, reading the play before, when I was in the audition process, I every other page I was having to Google. I was like, wait, what is this? Wait, what happened? What was the, what did, I need to remind myself about the details of the
Mm,
Cuban embargo. There are
mm.
so many intricate things that you really may have heard of and didn't quite remember or know about. Um, and I remember very clearly the Haiti earthquake. I was in grad school at NYU, and one of my classmates was Haitian and had family in
Mhm.
Port-au-Prince. So it was just knowing that and thinking all the while in the background, there are these two women who were trying to negotiate so much during this crisis. It's just really amazing, this just so much behind the scenes that
Yes.
what's happening and how these women are handling the business and making diplomacy happen, right? Um,
Absolutely.
that's what really excites me about public charge. It's just the diplomacy that had just to get medical supplies to Haiti. You have to talk to this person to talk to this person. Just to get this, you have to get clearance from this person and talk to the president about this. It's just so much. Um,
And
but
she was acting during the Obama administration, thankfully, thank God,
yeah,
because Obama is the one who started the opening to Cuba and to opening the relationship with Cuba, the cultural relation with Cuba. So an important thing is that she had to discuss and try to get um, some prisoners from Guantanamo
right.
when she left the job at
The
at
State
the
Department.
State Department, and she became an ambassador in
Uruguay.
Uruguay. She had to try to get the prisoners from Guantanamo Bay to Uruguay, and that was a very, very difficult and sticky situation. And
Very much.
she was in very good contact with the president of Uruguay at the time,
Mhm.
Mujica.
Mhm.
And in all that, she also had the trying to free Alan Ross.
Growth. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that because you were involved in that a lot. You as
Yes.
Cheryl.
Yes. Right. As Cheryl, the character. Yeah. So we really see Cheryl trying to work with Julissa in getting Alan Gross released, who was a development worker working in Cuba for USAID.
Mm.
USAID,
Mm.
yeah. And he was arrested. Um, and so trying to get him back to the US was a big ordeal because
Mm.
Cuba's like, oh, you want one? How about you release the five of our heroes
Yes.
that we considered spies in the US who were
Yes.
detained in the US? So it was like it's give and take, and the US it just gets so complicated.
Mhm.
Um, thankfully Alan was released after I believe 5 years, five
Yes. More
years.
even. Yes.
And he was able to go return to the US, and he now lives in Tel Aviv with his wife, Judy Gross, who is
Oh
also
my
portrayed.
God, they're in Tel Aviv now. Not a good place to be right now.
I
Thank
mean,
you.
anywhere safe right now. It's it's kind of
So, how relevant do you think this play is in the current political situation and social context?
oh, it's so relevant. Our play is even more relevant. So Ricardo Zuniga, who is portrayed by Dan Dominguez in our play, he, who was also working in the State Department at the time,
Mhm.
recently wrote an article. I haven't read the full article. One of my castmates just sent it to me last
Mhm.
night. Wrote an article about the danger of what's happening with Cuba right now. The current president is trying to starve this country. And it's a really terrible, terrible situation. That's the reverse of what we were in with under the Obama
Exactly.
administration, And so it's crazy how art imitates life, life imitates art in the way that is becoming, and this has happened since we have started the rehearsals of this play,
Yes,
which was started in February. So to see this start to develop, it's like it's a deja vu. It's just kind of crazy, and it's also very sad.
it's
It's just very
terrible.
sad. It's terrible. There are people suffering. There, at the end of the day, there are people suffering, and the compassion is not there, I would say, in this administration at all. So it's very relevant, very relevant. It's scarily so. I wish it wasn't.
It is very relevant, and unfortunately, is relevant because what's happening now is taking back 50 years. So,
Yes. I know it's like right. It's like what year, what decade am I in?
what's
Like
going on
I thought
here?
it was 2026. Right, exactly. So
And
it's
talking about the compassion that you said, I want to quote Oskar Eustis, who is artistic director of the Public Theater, because he says, public charge is a beautiful story of what the federal government can accomplish when principled, dedicated, and extraordinary individuals set up to make a better world. At a time when Americans' trust in government is at a historic low, it is inspiring to be reminded of what American governments looks like at its finest. So
that's
this
beautiful.
is just what
Yeah,
we
it's
were
beautiful.
talking about.
I couldn't agree more. And yeah, just to add to that, like having met Jaleesa and worked with her and seen her in the room and understanding where she is a patriot. At
Yes,
the end of the day, she is an immigrant into the United States, and she is a patriot. She loves this country and she wants to make change. Everybody, every character in this play wants change.
yes.
And that is inspiring. And it's we get a bittersweet reaction at the end of the
Mhm.
play. Spoiler alert for but we there's an appearance of Obama, and you can just feel the audience like,
Yes. Yes.
like
Absolutely.
remember when?
Remember when it was good?
Yeah, like remember when we weren't so we were we could trust in
Mhm.
could trust in our leader. And there's this, it's just so bittersweet. And you at the end of the play, Julissa is so she's still hopeful.
Yes.
She's like, we're gonna do this. And at that point, she's really hoping, speaking about Hillary Clinton being elected
Yes.
president. And you can just hear the audience, the groans, the
Mhm.
moans. It's
Yeah.
really fascinating. You're just like, oh, because we know what happens.
Yeah.
And
Unfortunately.
unfortunately, but what I do love about this play is that in that administration, it felt hopeful. It felt like change was happening. And that was because of the people who were behind the scenes that, we did not know their names,
Yeah.
like a Julissa Reynoso,
Mm.
Cheryl Mills, Ricardo Zuniga, who were wanted change. And I am inspired by that to know that I pray somewhere in the back corners of a White House, somebody is trying to make some good change. You pray, you hope. I don't know, but
Right
it's just,
now.
but to know that at least at that time,
Yes.
that was happening is it's inspiring.
But what is amazing also, I think that the American people are waking up and they are demonstrating what they want. They're telling what they want,
Yes.
they're telling it publicly. I've been living here since 2013, before I was going back and forth. And
Mhm.
it's the first time since I've been going back and forth that I see all these demonstrations, public demonstration, and in
Good.
this country. In Italy, we had them all the time, but here, like
Yeah, yeah, I know that's fascinating. Oh, I was talking to somebody about that. It was like I feel like we don't protest enough.
no,
I feel like we got to stand up. I think we get so disillusioned and I think at a point get so exhausted by
yes,
what we are being thrown, what's being thrown at us daily, just the news, the devastation. I think we get a little paralyzed in that,
yep,
but it can't stop us from expressing, hey, we're not happy. This is not what we want. It was inspiring to see as many people as I did in the No Kings rallies and everything. And I'm like, yes, because unfortunately I had two shows that day. I couldn't
mhm.
participate, but I would have been out there because,
The moment.
it's a
It's the
moment.
moment
It's
to
a
do
moment.
that. It
And
is
I
absolutely.
and we gotta let them know. We gotta let them know in whatever way we can.
So we are nearly at the end of this conversation. We have 2 minutes.
Okay.
Just tell, please, the public, the viewers of My Harlem Portraits, why they should come and see this show.
If you are um if you are someone who loves this country, if you are someone who wants to see change, if you are someone who is invested in the upliftment of the American people, and if you are originate anyway from the Latin America or from the African diaspora, I feel like this play is for you. Um, there's a lot of political things that are happening in the play, and I think sometimes people are like, "Oh, it sounds political. I don't know if I'll identify," but I feel like we have such a good script and cast that you can really understand what's happening. So many of my friends have come and they were like, I didn't know if I would understand, but they were like, I was totally into it. It's fascinating. I had no idea. And someone explained to me, and I think this was they said it was a Latina West Wing. And
Yeah,
I'm like, that's such a great way to put it. It's a behind the scenes of diplomacy,
yeah,
in America during a
during
specific
that
time.
period.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Because in the Obama administration, their the administration was made up of what the people of America are, which is a melting pot of people. That's what
yes,
America is. And they represented that melting pot, which
yes,
they don't now. So
yes,
that's a problem. That's another big problem we have. One more
exactly.
thing. What do you want or you would like viewers to take home from this show, from seeing this play?
I would like for them to take home that we are in a moment and this too shall pass. that we still have to remain hopeful.
Mhm.
Change is inevitable, and we just got to hold on. We got to hold on. Just as we are seeing what we are seeing right now, it has to change, and we can't give up. I think it's about keeping up the fight, holding strong, knowing that there are people who are fighting, and
Yes.
we have to join the fight as much as we can.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria.
I am very, very glad we were able to talk about this because this is a very, very important play. And maybe we see it on Broadway. The
We
public is a stepping stone for Broadway, so
It is. It is. It's a premier off-Broadway theater. I'm so blessed to be there. I love working at that theater,
yeah.
and it's a great space. And we're in the one of my favorite theaters, the Newman. So
Mm.
hopefully everybody can come out and see it, catch us in this last couple weeks.
Yes. Don't wait. Go and get your tickets.
Yes, come now.
So thank you. Thank you again, Marinda, for being
Thank
with
you.
us. And thank you to you, my viewer. Please uh, check us out every Saturday, 12:30 on Spectrum, channel 1993 and MNN HD, and for all past episodes on My Harlem Portraits, my YouTube channel. Subscribe, share, make it go viral.
Yay.
Bye.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Marinda.
Thank you.
Bye bye again.